Let's go. And it's that time. This is Dabu 7, and this is Underground World News Live. Back at you again. Still breathing. Still here on planet Earth checking in. And thanks for joining me. Thank you for all the feedback. Thank you, John Boy, Deanne. As always, want to thank everyone out there that shares the stream. It is appreciated to the fullest. Thank you, everybody, for all the feedback there. Man, I've got a ton going on, it seems. Sometimes, anymore in life, it seems like things, I don't know, there's not enough hours in the day. Not enough hours in the day sometimes for certain stuff. But thank you guys. Much love, Florida in the house. Good to see you. Hoodie Ross, Eon, MC Dirty, Walk with God, Ronan. Man, so much to go over here tonight. Going to try to knock this out as smoothly and as quickly as possible. Skeepy, thank you. Thank you, Steve, for dropping all the memberships. Benjamin, all you guys there in the super chat, I appreciate that. And everyone that got one, welcome to the underground. Yes, and much love. I hope all is well. It is a holiday weekend. Whatever you're doing out there, just be safe. I'm sure if you're out traveling on the roads, There's going to be a lot of people this weekend. Pretty active weekend. Always has been. Just be safe and enjoy out there, whatever you're doing, with friends and family, or maybe not. Everyone's different, got different stuff going on. But much love. Oh, rips. I've got, as you can see in the title there, Palantir, military AI systems, Gideon, BRIAR, and the gospel that hunt humans and more. I mean, that's all I could fit in the title. You guys know I cover a plethora of news here, and I've got, as usual, some other stories to go along with that. And I'm going to start off here on the lighter side, and then here in this first hour, we're going to dive into some of the lighter stuff, and then right into this AI stuff. It's important that people see what's going on here. AI game is very, very real and moving fast. If you're new to the channel, make sure, even if you're not, go over and check the subscribe button, man. I've got to say this. I was looking at stuff today. It's the only thing I know to do to get more people out there to get alerted to when we're going live and stuff. I have so many people show up. I haven't seen you in 7 years or something crazy. And it's like, I'm here live 3 times a week, popping off videos every day. How come people don't see me? Well, one thing I noticed is that they redid the whole notification thing. You've definitely got to go in there and you got to click on what notifications that you want to get from me. You might as well just check everything. Even with all that, I'm not sure you're going to get anything. But it's better to go in and do that. Yeah, Minority Report is incoming, Steve. We're going to dive into some crazy stuff. And no doubt some of these stories that I touch on here, they may be tied into some of this AI weaponry being rolled out here. First off, over 500,000 people have been hit in a major healthcare data breach. It's not too shocking these days, but nonetheless, people's social security numbers, financial info, and all that exposed. And we're seeing ransomware attacks big time. But Bleeping Computer says the latest company in the industry to fall victim to the cyber attacks is a Pennsylvania-based healthcare service group, HSGI, which began sending out data breach notification letters to individuals here recently. In total, 624,000 people are affected. They're saying that this is a major healthcare data breach, and they're saying it actually happened at the end of September 2024, where hackers managed to gain access to the network. So they waited all this time, an entire year, before they ever said a word. That's a huge takeaway. Imagine what has already happened. And they're not even telling you still. So this was a big one. I mean, what are you going to do about it? They say these things and they're like, oh yeah, all this data has been breached. You could have been in it, blah, blah, blah. Well, this has happened a bunch of times, more times than I count over the years. Add them all together. I mean, it's like everyone's information's everywhere then. How can it not be? How can it not be? All right. Jump over here to some space updates here real quick. I got to point this out. Elon just makes this comment because the Starship landing video came down in the ocean, and there's all kinds of different angles. There's a buoy cam, there's drone footage, like all this combination stuff. But the way technology is these days, and this has been verified from people on the coast and other people that witness these events. It's not like this is all faked. They can definitely shoot a rocket up into the sky and it come down, land in the water. Nothing crazy about that. But he says it looks fake, but it's real. I just thought it was a crazy comment here. I'm going to show you a little bit of what this looked like.
Even with this damage, the ship was able to complete its flip in an...
Apparently, it came down and splashed down. It didn't land on any kind of launch pad or anything else. And they were looking to see the kind of damage that would be done with it. I don't know, they do all these different kind of tests, but before they've landed this thing, like you can see right here, see this platform. It came down and it landed in the platform on the chopsticks, which is pretty wild. I still can't help but think, man, this is all a bunch of just it's theatrics, because I know that these cats got anti-gravitics. I know that they've got all this propulsion stuff. They've got all this high grade stuff that they don't talk about at all, because, you know, it's like out of sight, out of mind. It don't exist, right? Like, I feel like this is just like, I don't know, dog and pony show, so to speak. Like, they're just putting on a little show for the small-minded here with rockets. Like, rockets is like, it's old technology in my book. Like, they've got some very, very awesome technology. And here they are still performing for the crowd. Little rocket tricks is what I'm trying to get at. So I'm ready for the big tech. I'm ready for the crazy tech. I don't know if we're going to see it. If I'll see it, it almost seems to me like they're saving it for like the beast system. You know, as treats come into the beast system, and you get to indulge in all these higher technological things. The way I see it, the way it's going, you're going to have a certain kind of identification, biometric, and you're going to have all this just to get on the internet and like access and do all these things. Now, that's where this is going. Palantir, as you can see in the title, they're tied into this big time. It's not just Elon, but it's also Peter Thiel. It's real deal. And these two just so happen to be pals, you know, in the big club. And Peter has been coming out saying some crazy stuff about the Antichrist, all the stuff that's catching some people kind of off guard. Kind of people are like, hold on, what are they trying to do here? Well, we're going to dive into some of the stuff, what they're doing, who they're supporting and funding. Thank you, Stephen, for the coffees. I appreciate that to the fullest. Keep it pushing here first. We've got hazmat teams storming a London flight after passengers and crew suddenly fell ill. This forced an emergency landing in Italy. And they had teams running on with hazmat suits boarding the flight, which never looks good. Let's see here. Wow. So like, that's crazy. I don't know. You just don't see that every day. People get sick, they stop flights and stuff, but you don't see them running in full blown hazmat suits like that. Like, it's just it looks pretty wild, man. I don't want to see the real pandemic go into motion at all at any time. So when I see stuff like this, I'm like, hold on. Gotta take a second look. Like, this better not be the beginning. Hundreds of flights canceled as the FAA issues a Newark airport ground stop. Now, they say that this was an equipment issue, but I mean, we've got a busy holiday weekend here, one of the busiest out there. People flying all over the place. They issue this ground stop and they say, equipment issue, but not giving a bunch of full detail about it. Some people are like, you sure? All the stuff we've seen going on, hacks and other technical stuff, like, well, that's what they're saying. If you guys got to fly, just a heads up, man. These days, I don't trust it. I mean, every show we're talking about something with flights, something crazy. I don't trust none of it. I don't trust the TSA. I don't trust, like, none of it. Like, I would feel better in my own aircraft, even though they would definitely try to shoot that down, I would say. Or something. Try to take it down. That's why I don't fly. That's the way I see it. I'll be driving. They want to get me. They can drone strike me on the ground. Whatever. If that's what they're going to try to do. But, boy, oh boy. Seen some footage today of some drone strikes out of Ukraine again. It's like a video game. Guys using headsets, flying these things FPV, like first person, like it's a video game, and like it's just nuts. Now we got a cyber attack that took place, and I want to update on this. This is still ongoing, and the wheel just keeps spinning on this. It never did play at all. I've refreshed it 20 times. I don't know what was up with it, but the cyber attack has been confirmed as ransomware again. Now, much love, Kim Plank and others. Give me some information on this and what's going on from out of Vegas and that region. People saying that ID cards and things like that affected big time. As I told you before, the DMV was specifically hit. They also say that the Gaming Commission, it was hit. A bunch of state services were targeted. More than what they would even list, they said. So the FBI apparently trying to investigate all this. But look, all these places is just getting hit across the board. It's a constant anymore. And ISB, thank you for the coffees. I appreciate it to the fullest. Best way to support the channel. Much love. On to this next one here. Want to point out that pending home sales are near record lows. We're trying to get a beat on the economy, what's going on out there in America. I will say this. Watch lumber and wood. The moment that wood and lumber spike and run, this whole thing will shift. Because that's what did it last time. And it's been low, relatively low since then. It fell back down. But when it spiked, so too went with it the price of housing. And these things have highs and lows all the time. It's bottomed out now. So, again, lumber spikes, and it could at any time. Everything else is going through the roof. It'll drive that up. So, on the flip side, for someone trying to sell the home, it kind of sucks here. But it's opening up windows, lower prices for people out there that are trying to come in and buy. Let's look at the welfare state of America real quick. What state do you live in? Where do you rank? It seems Puerto Rico is at the top when it comes to Americans on welfare. Never been to Puerto Rico. I don't know if I'll ever get to go there or not, but a lot of people forget that it is a part of American territory, claimed, It looks like New Mexico really bringing in high numbers there. West Virginia, Louisiana, Oregon, and then New York. topping off the list there of the places. Just wanted to point that out so you know. And I was talking about Vegas here. The tourism is faltering. These are the things you got to watch. This is a sign of the times. Like the economy, again, it's a reflection of, do people have money to spend to go out and do things out there? Take vacations, go there, spend money, go to all these places. It says here that tourism falters as prices explode and amenities disappear. You know, over 20 years ago, it says here that Vegas was known as a place where you could lose your shirt gambling, but at least all the basic amenities made a weekend vacation cheap and fun. So, and they always did. They made it rather cheap for hotel rooms and affordable, you know, for people to come out there and spend all the rest of their money in the casinos. Well, that's like disappearing. Like if you're taking away that, like, man, if you take away this desert city that has thrived up to this point, again, a reflection of America and its economy and its booming times and growth. You take away all this tourism. If you do this, like, this is going to kill it. It's going to kill the city. Like, where people will end up fleeing. Survival-wise, there's not much there. Anyway, it's a desert. The government owns most of Nevada anyway. It's where Area 51 is. All this, like, they own so much territory in that state. It's nuts. But it's a beautiful city. Very beautiful. I see it just, I mean, where's this go if things don't turn around the next 10 years? Vegas starts looking like Detroit. Some parts of Detroit, you know. Just, that's going to be bad. Hey, I hope not. I hope things pick up. But again, if it's going to get more expensive, people don't have the money to spend. Look, I wanted to go to Vegas. I wanted to be there right now. My goal, like over a year ago, was like, all right, let's try to have a get together, knowledge conference, something, and let's take it out west. I haven't been able to achieve that or do that. Don't have the means to do it. Still would love to do it at some point, just to reach my cats out west and just to, no matter what it is, the whole idea was to get out there and to meet good people. That's why I have knowledge conferences. We've had several. They've all been a success. Got to meet good people. That's what it's about. And talk about anything and everything in the flesh under the sun. And not have to worry about censorship or any of this other stuff. And just, again, get to meet good people. And thank you, someone, for the coffees. Appreciate it to the fullest. I just, look, Vegas, kind of the crown jewel out there in the desert. I look at this as like a barometer of where things are out here, man. I'm not liking what I'm seeing. You know, Trump's in here was supposed to have everything turned around, but ain't nothing turned around. Actually, just here recently, the tariffs went into full effect. All the tariffs with India went into effect. And as I showed on the last stream, people are finding out the hard way, like right now, that we're paying for the tariffs. Yeah, yes. Like if you tuned in to us over here, Underground World News, you would have known about this months ago. But like they did some black magic trick on the audience, on the whole mass, where they accepted the tariffs and they thought someone else was paying for it. And the tariffs they were putting on every country, that country was paying for it. Why they thought that, I don't know, because it was never said. But it was like instilled into them that way. It's all coming out on the consumer in the end. It's what's not fully explained to them. Because these other places are going to raise their prices. And who's paying for it? The consumer. The consumer in America, where it goes back to. And that's what the storylines were saying last week or on the last show. People are already starting to feel it. And look, I'm seeing videos of all these people crying. I've seen more video of people crying because they can't get by than I've ever seen. That too is a barometer. Like, it's just telling me that something ain't good here. Like, I do this every day. I watch the feeds. I see what's going on in the world like every single day and have for like years and years and years and years and years. I've never seen it like this. So it's a testament to all this time. This is the worst. People are losing it, and it sucks. It's heartbreaking. I'm seeing everyday moms and parents, out there like losing it, and guys that can't find jobs losing it, can't find work, get put out, and a ton of different reasons. I feel for the people, man. That's all I'm saying here. In Uncommon, thank you. It's this KnowledgeCon Phoenix 2026. Hey, if I could make it out there, period. I've been to Phoenix, worked Phoenix years and years and years ago. Sold equipment long time ago. Out west. Got to see Tucson, got to see Phoenix, the desert, the whole area though. Yeah, it's cool. Scottsdale, all that stuff, beautiful out there. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know, man. I did a poll a while back about what city we should go to, and Vegas topped it for out there. So I don't know. Things change here in the next year. It's definitely something I'd look into. The only other thing I know to do is do something within that's closer to me, which we've always done it in Cincinnati. It's always welcome. I was just looking for something a little bit different. Kind of switch things up if possible. 1911. Thank you for the coffee. So yeah, I don't know. You guys can always let me know. Dabu7@yahoo.com. If you got anything, I'm going to keep going here. All right. Now, this is where we're going to start to get into the heavier stuff here. AI. We're going to get into Palantir here. The systems that you see listed. And this is where stuff gets wild. I mean, really wild. Everybody should be getting hip to all this AI stuff, like full scale on a lot of different levels. Like, this is the future. So it's kind of like, if you want to keep up with things, like it or not, a topic or not, you've got to study it. At least that's how I see it. I don't want to be ignorant to the stuff. That's why I studied blockchain and cryptos and everything right at the gate for over the past decade. Same thing with AI along the way. And I would like to further it, get into the machine learning of it, and even build and train our own AI. Because all you're going to do is learn from it. If it starts to buck back on us or something starts, there's things we'll find out doing it ourselves that maybe is going on that they're not saying. You see? And plus, as it was said before, someone's got to come along and create a good bot. R2D2, C3PO, the good guys, train them with good algorithms, be with the good guys, like somebody has to do it. No one seems to be willing to expend the brain power or anything else out there on these things. We need it. We need like major players out here that got the robots and got some skill in the AI realm. Believe it or not, I'm going to show you what's paying. I'm going to show you where jobs are, where the whole future is going with this. And everything gets scary because this is the police state. This is the gray state we always warned you about. And Trump, this whole administration right now under it, it's ushering it in. right in front of your face. Right in front of your face. Ava, much love. So, this whole story basically hits here at AI, the false savior of a hollowed out economy. And what it's getting at is that, yes, it's here to take over everything. And people aren't going to have jobs or be able to afford anything. And this is literally replacing us. It really is. It's not a conspiracy. It's not something else. It's really happening. And people are like ignoring it. By and large, some people are preparing and learning what they can, you know. But I'm talking about the mass of the crowd. That's always the biggest problem, because whatever they get the mass, the bigger bunch doing, you know, majority rule, that's what they're looking for. If they can keep them buffaloed, then they'll do that. I always call it black magic, and it's exactly what it is, but some people can't even accept that. They hear that word and they lose it, and that's part of the black magic working on them. For whatever reason, they come unglued. They just think that it's not possible. But I'm going to keep it pushing here. There's layers to this. AI is found to increasingly replace young entry-level workers. This is what brand new research is showing out of Stanford. Yes, early career workers aged 22 to 25 face a disproportionate threat to job loss from AI, like right out the gate. This is crazy. Like, so people that are getting blindsided by this stuff, that like say we're already in college for the past however many years, and they graduated or whatever, and they're out or getting out, and they're trying to get these jobs. Well, this is crunch time. This is like worst nightmare, especially if you're in a field that AI is replacing. You just basically wasted 4 years of your life. If you would have seen this coming 4 years ago, you could have made the decision to switch things up. But again, were people ignorant to these things, not paying attention to our replacement, the elephant in the room? I 1515 says I need a maid. Oh, a hire a human maid. At least it better not be no robot maid. The way I see it, if you have anyone that has like some of this technology in their home, like you're really not, like from here on out where this is going, if you have one of those Tesla bots, Optimuses, or anything like in your home, like Kardashian does, like you're definitely not, you don't have any privacy or any freedom. There's no telling what the thing is doing that you don't know about. Like, I can only imagine the crazy things, frequencies it could be giving off, manipulating you in crazy ways that, like, you don't even suspect. If they can do that type of stuff and affect you through your smart meter on your house, give me a break. This Optimus character, it's going to have all kinds of weapons. Way I see it. But this stuff's getting real. So I wanted to point out that the job's already being affected by and large. Silver Sailor, thank you for the memberships and everyone that received them. Welcome to the underground. So this is the damage being done by AI, large scale, right now, real time. I've gone over the list of jobs that this is going to affect, like big time. And like I've also talked about the jobs that you might want to look into if you want to succeed from here. Now, this is one of those types of things. Working with AI, that's going to pay the most amongst the most. Okay, this is crazy. As you can see on the title, what does it say? Under 25 and earning $1 million. What? Like, well, this is why I keep telling you guys, you've got to stay on top of technology. You can't ignore it. Like, people wanted to ignore blockchain and crypto and ignore AI this whole time. Right? It's not that difficult. You know? If nothing is, if you really want to, you can dive in. This is what they're saying. The job market for new graduates is sluggish. Like, well, no doubt. It's what we were just talking about. But in June, unemployment for recent college grads was 4.8%, compared with the 4% for all workers. So they say that there's one exception, and it's AI talent. Young professionals in their early 20s with machine learning skills are commanding extraordinary pay. So this is where it's at. Machine learning. This is what I'm writing down. Machine learning. I'll see that later, and I'll go diving down the rabbit hole, and then we'll begin. Because that's what you got to do. I'll expand my knowledge on this, and it just won't stop. Because this is what needs to be done. You were saying, young ass cats 22 talking about they're retiring because they have made millions in just a handful of years just in this. So they're saying, from an AI staffing firm, Birch Works found the base salaries for non-managerial AI professionals with 0 to 3 years experience, that's 0 to 3 years experience, rose about 12% from 2024 to 2025. That's the fastest growth of any group. These workers are also being promoted to management roles roughly twice as quickly as their peers in other tech fields, thanks to skills that impact everything going forward here. They say that there's a significant salary difference between machine learning engineer jobs and a software engineer job. Can you believe this? This is the shift happening right now. If you have a child, anyone around you right now that's gearing up to go to make these decisions, you need to have a talk with them. You need to. Someone's like, yeah, I'm going to be a software engineer. Like, well, you ever thought about a machine learning engineer? Just the conversation could change the course of their life. This is where the money's at for sure. And I'm going to tell you, it's not like it's rocket science over the other. It may, in fact, even be easier. It's just what's going to be in demand. At Databricks, entry-level AI hires now receive $190,000 to $260,000, with stock pushing total compensation far higher. So they're saying under 25, you can make $1 million. Yeah. They also say, and listen here, listen to this. Much love, Crown Jewels. And I heard that beat, boy. I just ain't had time to do nothing. It says we can't, for the life of us, get more senior people to adopt it. So the young cats coming out, I mean, they're young. They got to learn something anyway. The ones getting in this field, they're making all the money. They can't get older people to adopt it. They can't. This is like, I'm witnessing something. I've been witnessing something. It's like a stagnation. It's like a bump on a log. with a ton of people out there that don't want to open their minds, expand, think they're too old or over the hill or something to be able to learn something, when you should be learning every single day for all of your existence, and it's never too late for anything. And like, this is, I feel, part of the reason why, and it shows. This is proof of it right here. You get the brand new, biggest, booming technology with the most money across the board out there, and like, it's going to all the very young by default because none of the older people want to touch it. Why? 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 You don't want to understand it? I don't get it. It's like, because anyone can come and grab this money if they so choose. It's not too late. And I'm telling you, in this field, it can't be that hard, man. It can't be any different than anything else, man. I'm telling you, when I dove into trading bots and all that stuff, we thought it was going to be like the craziest. You're talking about building bots, trading bots, and all this other stuff, like the coding behind it. We thought that was going to be like the hardest stuff in the world at first, but no. Just a couple days in, we had the ropes of the main idea of everything, and then it was like clockwork doing everything else. And it's like, people just put a buffer on themselves or something. I don't understand it. They're going to miss out. Yeah, I'm just telling you the opportunities there. And it's pretty clear at this point. All right. AI being weaponized for cybercrime. It's AI's everywhere already. They're using it on one side, on the police state that we're about to look into and dive into, Palantir and all this. And then they're using it on the other side, right? For the cybercrime. So what AI is going to rule? Is the criminal cybercrime stuff going to rule? Or is the government-based stuff going to override it? Like, we're in a time here where it's going to come to a head. Like, one is going to have to, I'm going to say the government's going to be wiping all this other smaller stuff out, is the way it's going to go. And they're just going to clamp down on everything. They're going to try to make rules and regulations on AI, kind of similar to what they just tried to do in the Big Beautiful Bill, like full scale. So this brings me to some of the biggest information. I'm going to go over here and we'll pull up. Hold on. Somebody just said something. Let me get this. Ava says, but it feels so unnatural, wrong, evil, wrong for my nature. To what? To learn what something is, you cannot be scared. Really. If that, I understand in a slight way if you're using it for evil things, but that's, man, this was the whole problem with blockchain. Everyone was like, ooh, blockchain. They got scared of it because we warned you of they're going to track you on it. So people got scared of it. But people didn't take a second to understand what blockchain was. They just said, ooh, it's freaky, so I don't want to touch it. That's not the way it should be. You should understand what it is, in and out. That's what we did. We understand it with blockchain. Blockchain's not evil. It's not evil itself. It's no different than a gun or a laser. It's the people that use it and how they use it. Because blockchain can be used for good by any business out there in fabulous ways. But if evil people want to utilize it in a bad way, just like if they want to use guns in a bad way, they can do bad things. Okay? So you can't just say, you can't just look at something and like get weak in the knees and like get scared, in my opinion. You've got to understand it. And then once you understand it, you can overcome it. And maybe even use it to your advantage. And much love, Lepender. Lepender had the greatest idea when saying that we need to incorporate, like, there's so much evil out there in this. Someone needs to come along and train, similar to what I said earlier, a good bot, a good AI on the algorithms, on the machine learning of righteousness. You know what I'm saying? And see what happens. I haven't seen it done yet. Challenge is on the table. So let me pull up this critical stuff here. And we're going to dive into this bit by bit. So where are we at here? Coming up on top of the hour. Okay, so I guess right on cue. And thank you again to everyone that shares the stream. All right, I'm going to point out some key facts here with all this real quick, and then we're going to dive into all of these different things that are going on that you can see here. Gideon, BRIAR, the gospel. This is critical. These are the programs, the AI systems that are hunting humans, that are hunting people in real time right now. Real time. A bunch of sheep out there don't care about none of this stuff. But all this equipment, all this AI is going to be used on them. At least we here, the remnant, will know what's happening. You can at least take solace in that. Okay? So, first off, Peter Thiel, as you can see here, the WEF, the WHO officially now own the government. Jim O'Neill, controlled by them. He is the new CDC director. He is brought to you by Palantir. He's bought and paid for by the club. Okay? Jim O'Neill is. So everybody knows, new CDC director. He is the ex-Thiel Foundation director. He worked at Thiel's Mithril Capital. He's embedded in Thiel's inner circle. He just pushes all of his ideologies for everything that they want. Palantir and everything connected to Thiel. Now, Thiel has been coming up in the headlines a lot, and it looks like it's his turn to get recognized here globally, like Elon already has. It's like his turn to get all this. He may not be the world's richest man, but they're giving him all this credit and putting him on this pedestal for being in charge of Palantir and like at the head of all this stuff. But he's been also coming out on the other side of the coin, coming out in these interviews and on these live streams, trying to talk about the end times and the Antichrist and trying to relate to the people. And it's like a slick, sly way of operating. He's a snake boy. This cat, he is ushering in Peter Thiel alone through the contracts of the U.S. government and AI and all the weaponry. He alone is bringing in the beast system here on Trump's watch. Now that you got all that, let's dive into this next piece. The U.S. just funded AI that can ID you from a half mile away just by the way you walk. Just by the little bop in your step. It can ID you. It can separate every human on the planet from the way they walk, similar to a fingerprint in their system. And then they can do it in real time, in lightning speed, and again, a half mile away. A drone spots you, small drone in the sky, half mile away, sees you. You have no clue it's there, can't hear it, can't see it at all. Just by the way that you walk, they know it's you. This is the world you now live in. It's not coming. It's not the future. It is here. It is now. Okay? And it's been here. I'm going to tell you, and as you're about to see, the military's been using it to liquidate people. You'd be foolish to sleep on this. This is the stuff of nightmares. Right here, and it's being rolled out in real time under the Trump administration, and all those so-called patriots that are under the MAGA spell, well, who are we kidding? They're protecting pedos. We're done. It's every man for themselves. You've got to be the change that you seek. All these people that jumped on that ship and sold us out, they ain't coming to your rescue. And why would you want them coming to your rescue anyway? You can see what type they are. They'll sell you out in a heartbeat. If they would sell you out politically, they'd sell you out in a heartbeat in the battlefield. You'd be deader than a doornail in 2 seconds. These clowns. And that's the truth. Because they bow down to this government. Because that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid to make a stand against it. That's all it's about. They'd rather go snap pictures with them and be buddies with them and put it all on social media and say MAGA and all this other stuff than stand against it because they have no kahunas. They know inside. A bunch of them know deep inside what they're doing. They sure do. We're not idiots. They're in bed with the enemy. And now it's like in the wide open. Everything in the darkness comes out into the light. And all these cats that were riding the Trump train, using the truther movement this whole time to make money, to sell all their drinks and their product and all this other crap, it's garbage. They're sellouts. They were in it just to use you, to make money off of you. And they're all buddied up with the feds. They ain't coming to your fucking rescue. People live in a pipe dream, but you're fake patriots. It's what it is. Running with the feds, and we don't run with the feds around here. That's the line in the sand. After the other line that we put, we don't mess with pedos, okay? And you guys seem to want to protect them. So multiple lines been drawn out in the sand here for MAGA. Warning shots across the bow. Fake-ass patriot punks. Running with the punk-ass feds that are setting all this stuff up, staging all this crap that's going on out here, and you know this. Half of you know this. All these other years, you knew all this. You agreed to all this. But now, all of a sudden, it's under Trump, you want to forget about it? It's ridiculous. You got to hold them accountable. I salute those of you that would rise up and hold them accountable. Your Gentile Messiah. Garbage. Okay, this is what they're ushering in, everything we ever warned you about. So now, this system, BRIAR, okay, and that integrates your face, your body, the way you walk, can pick you up by CCTV, the street cam, the bank cam. This is like Eagle Eye, Minority Report. They're tracking you from one light to the next. They can't get you there. They're going off somebody's ring cam. And they're jumping from spot to spot. They're tracking you everywhere. And this is the real deal. Now we got drones in the sky like we didn't have so much a long time ago. We've got a lot more of them. And it's a big threat. They're stalking. They're creeping. They're watching. There could be these mini drones just like this with cameras that slip right into someone's home or right into a building. Easy. Swarms of them. And they could be equipped with C4, with explosives. They can dive right into people and they can blow their head off. Man. We need I feel like we need like we need like a truther university. We need like a campus. We need like a place where a think tank where righteous people are doing good things. Like we don't have none of that out here. Everything is like corrupted and taken over. Well, yeah, what are you mentioning? Grok. Yeah, Grok is obviously that's Elon's baby. There's Claude, there's Grok, there's all kinds of different systems in terms of AI. There's DeepSeek by the Chinese. That's just their AI. Like the public AI, I guess. This is a militarized AI system. Okay? These are militarized AI systems. Okay? So this is tracking us so that everybody knows from here. We are now being tracked from the air by this BRIAR program that is tracking you from a half mile away. This is in real time, all the time, right now. Okay, it's not tomorrow. It's right now. Okay? It's happening. Okay? Now, I'm going to double back to this in a bit. I want to point out a couple other things here real quick. Oh, I got drone footage here on my channel. I'm not going to show this. Skip ahead right here. Look at this. This is FPV, like a video game. This is a dude with the camera and a drone. It's got a headset on. Like goggles. Some guys wearing goggles. It's a headset. He's seeing this like he's flying it in real time. This is how people fly drones. It's called FPV. And they fly them up and down buildings. They flip them. They do all these crazy stuff. Well, they're using guys like this now on the battlefield, and the soldiers don't stand a chance. These guys are driving down the road. This guy just missed the truck, does a flip, comes diving right back down, and like they don't stand a chance. They're wiping them out. I've got clip after clip after clip of these things just going in, taking them out all day long. It's this one shot is 2 minutes of hit after hit after hit after hit. This is coming to America. Are you ready for this? Is anyone ready for this? Are you ready for when they start trying to attack you like this? I'm serious. Everybody's just sitting around, man. Like, this place is so screwed. Nobody's doing nothing. I think I got another one here connected to this. I wanted to point out real quick. Here is a leak to Ehud Barak's email. 100,000 emails. Again, this is on my X. Where you can see him and Jeffrey Epstein talking about meeting Peter Thiel, who owns Palantir. There we go. We've got Epstein, former leader of Israel, talking about in emails getting together with this man, Peter Thiel. Okay, do you see who controls this ring? Okay, oh, this is a good one. Let me play this. I love this guy, Jim Brewer, man, because he speaks truth. Former comedian, but truth speaker here. Listen, he has valid points. You wonder why Trump's always saying central casting? You know what I'm telling you? I was going to put this in the title tonight, but I couldn't fit it. This is real.
How many times you got to hear Trump say
the central casting?
What do you think that means? What do you think? What is Donald Trump's
if you don't want to take it from me,
to constantly
listen to
say,
this right here.
Once, how many times you got to hear Trump say
the central casting?
What do you think that means? What do you think? What is Donald Trump's motive to constantly say, not once, a billion times, central casting, central casting. Look at this guy, central casting, central casting. And I'm going to go on a limb here. I don't believe in the whole assassination thing. I see the professional wrestling game. It's professional wrestling. They script it. You play the bad guy. We're going to fight in public. We do our photo op. Then we give it to the public. And then we control their emotions. You get this side and you guys get this side. And that's what they do. I don't buy it. I'm sorry. I couldn't stand what was happening before him. But I do watch from a distance all of it. How many times you got to...
Yeah, but he does watch from a distance all of it. Yeah, this is just like they live. You got to have the eyes to see. Okay? Now, this is one of the key points, one of the key pieces that I'm going to play here tonight. Right here, right now. This tied in all this. I just talked to you about Palantir and discuss BRIAR. Okay? Now, I'm going to, and remember, BRIAR was rolled out. It's in real time right now. BRIAR is a system, so that people got it in their minds. BRIAR is an AI system that's being used to track us from CCTV cameras and drones from wherever, where it can identify you from a half mile away. Okay, by the way you walk. Okay, that's one system. We have another system here called Gideon. And this is controlled by the Mossad, rolled out by the Mossad. that they are now rolling out after this shooting. Now listen to this. I'm going to play this clip. This is important so you understand where we're at from here on out. Pay very close attention, please, to what this man says.
Trace, as you know, correct, 100%, and she's 100% correct. I am now about to launch Gideon, America's first ever AI threat detection platform built specifically for law enforcement. It scrapes the internet 24/7 using an Israeli-grade ontology to pull specific threat language and then routes it to local law enforcement. It's a 24/7 detective. It never sleeps, and it's going to get us in front of these attacks.
Would it have picked up on this, do you think?
100%. I wish my program would already be up. We're not launching until next week. I've got a dozen agencies on board, Trace. I just unloaded a major Northeast
it would have picked up on this 100%. He said, this is Minority Report in real time. This is shocking. But as most people are running out here on this holiday weekend, out enjoying the weekend right now as I speak, going about business, they are oblivious to these facts that they're being tracked like rats from here on out. There was no laws passed. There was no big nothing. Like this is what's just being rammed down your throat in real time. And the only reason you even know about it is because they are coming out and saying something about it on the news. Okay. So this guy just admitted to you that they are rolling out a brand new system called Gideon that watches every single thing that we do 24/7. It never sleeps. And it is watching for whatever they deem to be a threat, so we can route it to the feds, route it to law enforcement. Okay? And he says, oh, absolutely, we would have stopped this guy. How would you have stopped this guy? Okay, if he uploaded something to YouTube or something like that, now I can start to see where, yeah, you can pick up on some things. If he uploaded a manifesto video somewhere and it's on the server, well, AI scrapes that. He just said it. It scrapes everything. It's a mass scraper. It's going into absolutely everything. I'm going to guarantee you there's a mass invasion of privacy here on so many levels that's taking place here. But again, because the MAGA crowd is so docile, they're not going to say a word. They're not going to raise any questions about anything. Remember, they're fine with standing there protecting pedos and everything else. Like, it's just going to continue to pile up on you. And you're going to sink with this Trump ship for anyone that wants to stay on it at this point. They are ushering in the end game system right now on his watch. We warned you of as much for I don't know how long, but like it's here. They're doing this without like any big event. No big 9/11 event. No, all right. He's rolling this out on the heels of a shooting. Okay. Problem, reaction, solution. Okay. So from here on, let's see what happens. Is there going to be a headline like, oh, Gideon just thwarted? Probably. There probably will be. Just so they can show proof or show some evidence out there that this thing is working. And pat themselves on the back for it and be like, see, it actually stopped. But what they're not explaining to everybody or getting everyone to really understand, he did say it though, is that they're scraping everything. It's the little bitty things you got to pay attention to. Man, everything. Like right now, it's listening. It's like listening, it's scraping everything. Do you understand how massive this is? To be able to scrape all of social media. Do you know how massive this is? This is insane. again, as we speak on these things moving forward from here on out, the rest of the crowd's going to be left behind. They're going to show up late to the party like, what's Gideon? What's this? What's that? And be like, because you chose to live under a rock. You're going to pay the price. This is full-blown AI at its most tyrannical, right? So, again, America has rolled out the first ever AI threat detection platform built for what they're calling law enforcement. It scrapes the entire internet 24/7 using Mossad grade technology. You can't even make it up. This is nuts. This is like the worst case night. No one voted for this. There should be protests in the streets, but no, everybody's out having a beer this holiday weekend. Nobody cares about this. Like, we're screwed so bad. You better have a plan for yourself. You better prepare a place. If you can't tell, no one's coming to the rescue, and this place is going down the crapper. Unless you just feel at ease sitting back watching all this everything fall apart and this tyrannical stuff get reined in and doing nothing to like prepare. Imagine 10 years from now for sure. Smart cities, 15-minute cities, so to speak. What they're going to be ran like. You leave your apartment or your cubicle space. You walk out into the hallway, and like the camera catches you, and like AI's watching you constantly, and like this is wild. Again, the average person, I don't think, can wrap their head around all this. You're being watched full scale. They know everything about you. They don't even need a camera. You got Wi-Fi. You got internet. You got Wi-Fi. Any building that has Wi-Fi in it, they can see every single thing in the building. They sure can. And again, the small mind mass out there misses all this. They can tell everything. Cats, dogs, animals, how many people are in a building, in a room from the Wi-Fi. We've done talk. This is old. That's old. They've been doing that. Okay? So they can see everybody that's in a place. And again, idiots that like commit crimes or I don't know, try and hide somewhere that are in a location like this. If they don't take down the Wi-Fi, it will give them away. And any intelligent law enforcement knows this. Like, you don't stand a chance at this point. Like, you're in a building that's got Wi-Fi in it. Like, they know you're in there. Do you have some magical way to cloak your heartbeat and all this other stuff? No, you don't. Nobody does, for the most part. So everybody's being tracked like animals everywhere that you go. Right now, again, nobody voted for none of this. This is all being slipped in real time. So I've talked to you about BRIAR. I've talked to you about Gideon. Ridiculous. Let me jump to the last part of this main piece, and it is Israel's AI system that they're using. Again, the Mossad. It is called the gospel. How sickening. You know what this AI has been doing for several years now? This article is from 2023. This is in the hysteria of lockdown still, and everybody missed it. Okay? Israel using an AI system to find targets in Gaza. They are hunting humans with AI and eliminating them right now, and they've been doing it for years. If anybody cares, this genocide is being overseen by AI. And it's called the gospel. How sickening. The Mossad is taking out children fetching water with this. This is the weapon annihilating people. It is AI doing it. And they're taking out more targets than you could ever imagine. It's sickening. They go over the numbers here of what it takes. 20 captains in a military. In 24 hours, they may be able to come up with maybe 100 targets, but this AI can do 50 times that. Oh no, it says right here, the gospel is much more efficient. It says a group of 20 officers might produce 50 to 100 targets in 300 days. By comparison, he thinks the gospel and its associated AI system can suggest around 200 targets within 10 to 12 days, a rate that is 50 times faster. They're just mauling people. Yeah, it's demon-driven AI for sure. For sure. And it's true. I told you the jinn are controlling this, and they're connected with the jinn. They worship the jinn. They worship the fallen. The jinn are the souls of the Nephilim that were killed in the flood. Okay? They were given power to tempt man all of our days. It is written if you missed it. Okay? They are in full control, and God gave them the power to do it. It's the way this place is designed. If you missed it. Okay? This is clear. AI is bleeding through, tapping into technology. It's like Frankenstein. This is nuts. This is nuts. So they're just telling it. They're giving it a description of there's no excuse, man. I can't even begin to think that they're giving commands to touch children. It should be giving commands to avoid all. If it looks like it's a child, do not shoot. And it should stand testament to how smart and intelligent this AI is. If they were using it in any bit of a righteous way, they'd be able to come to you right now and be like, look, but there hasn't been a single child killed since we rolled this out at all. And the numbers would show. But no, kids getting liquidated every single day. That's how you know evil is in full control here. Where is since I'm on it, let's just I don't know how I can't bring this up right this second. Bringing this to the forefront right here. Brown professor. Gaza is now the capital of the world in terms of mutilated children. If anybody cares. Do you see what they're doing to these people? Ignoring it. A lot of people have been ignoring it for a long time. Every day, all the time. It's the same old hand that does it, that we report on all the time, that's doing it. Wherever BB and them turn their guns, the Mossad turns their guns, they're bombing, they're going after. And that's the way that it is. And the repercussions, the aftermath, it speaks for itself. This is the mutilation capital of the world in terms of children. It is disgusting. It's sickening. There's nothing humanitarian about it. It's very sad. And it speaks to the truth of what's happening. Okay? Again, what is doing this right now from here on out? Do not lose sight of it. It is AI wiping them out. And it is called the gospel. Dear Lord God in heaven, they're liquidating your children using this technology. You got to give us a way to stop it. You got to shorten these days. Every soul knows it ain't right. Surely, a Most High knows it ain't right. Right. How evil you let this place be. Just to test, man. I can't wait to get out of here. That's why I do everything I can in this existence, in this exit, to not come back here, to earn my way to a higher place. Because I can feel something watching all of this. And I just, to what degree is higher intelligence do you sit back and you watch this evil unfold and you say, okay, it's finally, I mean, just like the flood. The place was wiped out because it got so wild. It got so out of control. As in the days of Noah. Keeps coming up. We are there. The wickedness here is just on a whole nother level. Like every day it's going to compound. It's going to get wickeder and wickeder and crazier. Now you're combining the jinn with technology. This is like a worst nightmare that, again, most of the crowd don't even see. Like, how can you even expect to survive with the crowd from here? How? They're going to get you killed. Like, or, I mean, not only led to the slaughter, like they're all being led to, but like, do you want to live that way? Really? Track like an animal? Inner cities, man, are going to be the worst. I'd love to see some cities that stay true. I'd love to see some cities out there that make a stand and like ban AI. I see some websites and some companies that have done that like ban it in like certain aspects. It should be controlled. Shouldn't be used as a weapon system. Of course, everything is, right, at first. So it all began. John, thank you. I mean, people can even say that even video games, like Call of Duty and stuff like today, it was all basically designed first and foremost for the military, for military training and psyoptic things, then given to the sheeple. Right, Edo? So I'm going to wrap it on that. In terms of this topic, this is a huge one now. It's Palantir, the military AI systems, Gideon, BRIAR, the gospel. They are hunting humans full scale. They are liquidating humans. I've shown you all this here tonight. It's been happening on the Warfront for years. People are oblivious to it. But you know, okay? Knowledge is power. So this is what's coming here. It's what's already here. They just haven't started killing people. You don't think that they couldn't track Americans the same way that they're tracking them? Get out of here. They can do this anywhere on the planet. It would actually be very easy here because of all the technology that's spread, the cameras that are everywhere. Oh my gosh. This would be a nightmare. this place is about to start to really fall. And when it does, and it starts to look like war-torn other countries, just a matter of years from now, because a big war is about to start that they've been dangling in front of you the whole time. And again, people so ignorant, they don't even see it coming. They're pre-positioned everywhere for a massive war to get ready to kick off, involving everything right up to our freaking border. There's going to be blowback. There's going to be all this. Everything is about to shift. And, oh, bro, I look down and see Crown Jewels, and all I can think about is wanting to hop on a beat with him. Enough time, a damn day. I'm having a problem with my stuff, man. My Mixcraft in my headphones. We're having a playback in my headphones. I'm trying to figure that out. If I can figure that out, in any spare moment I got, I'd be pulling up that beat, and I'd be working on a new song with Crown Jewels to put out there. We're putting out fire, and like everything he comes with, this has that feel that like we tell a story of like in one way or another, attacking the beast, exposing the beast, and trying to get you ready for big situations. Much love to all my cats in the UK. I know you guys fighting your own battles over there, own tyrannical government front, London, and all that. I wish you luck. I wish you well. If I don't see you in this lifetime, salutes to you. Cheers, my brothers. I wish I could stand and ride with you, because some of you are more rider than I find around here. I wish I could bring together all the real globally. I feel like that's what it's going to take for a stand. It takes a lot of money and resource, and like, man, I don't have it. I'm a poor white boy from the gutter. But if I was to be blessed with a war chest, that's exactly what it would be. Against the beast. Somebody's got to do something, right? I'm sick of sitting around watching nobody do nothing. Be honest with you, and it's a wasted opportunity window for cats that were willing. So instead, they're going to try to usher the whole crowd into universal basic income, which is where it's all heading. Elon just came out and was talking about this, and he said his excuse was, I'm for this because AI is going to put all the jobs out. And like the people don't even see it. The answer to people getting wiped out is the government giving you a check. That is not the answer. It never has been, never will be. It's the furthest thing from it. They've wiped out the farm, the family business, all this other stuff. They're coming for your savings and 401k in the last hit. And in the meantime, people that can't get by, this is what's coming. Universal basic income. They're making it clear. Again, Elon just came out and said it and was backing it. And AI is taking your jobs. They warned you about it. Like, nobody's doing nothing. You should be protesting. You should be like calling your senators, doing something, rallying. Like, I don't even have nobody that hits me up with any ideas ever. I sit here and I say all these things. I never have nobody hit me up and say, hey, we're having a rally this weekend. Be nice if you could come down. I understand if you can't give us blah, 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 but never ever that. Never. That's why I tell you we're screwed. Because nobody does nothing. So universal income is what your youth has to look forward to. I told you earlier the route they should take. They should take machine learning in this AI. That's where everything is from here. Where big money's going to be. And you're going to need somebody on the inside anyway. Like, inside the Death Star to, I don't know, make it implode. Only shot really I guess you ever really got is if you get somebody on the inside that goes far, deep cover, and decides to turn on the club and ride for the people. It's very rare that you get that. You have to really be cut from the cloth of righteousness in your heart. No one's perfect. I look at JFK. He wasn't perfect. No one is. But he was Camelot born and raised. Kennedy, Illuminati bloodline. Dude never had to do nothing but display the script all his days. And he didn't. Him and RFK. Those bros seen the beast and decided to go against it in many different ways. And they clipped it. That is my point. Sometimes God brings forth in crazy ways someone that rises to the occasion. Trump is not that character. I hate to say, he is that little horn, in my opinion. He's doing everything to usher in everything that we ever warned you about, and it's just his plan. I mean, he's obviously the Gentile Messiah. He is Trump. He's his own character, and he is a major character. He is way more than what even haters want to give him credit for. I will give him that. He is this key end-time figure. He is. He's one of them. There's no other way about it. BB also is. And BB is like his master. And I can't tell you of another person personally right now, today, that has more heads on his plate than BB. Under his belt. People eliminated on this planet. Not one word, not one leader. There's wars all the time. There's wars every day, constantly. Okay, but not one individual has collected that many souls. Than BB. I would venture to say he's the world's most wicked man. At this point in the open, you just wait till they put their Messiah in front of you. It's about to happen because the red heifer sacrifice happened, and they lied to everybody about it because that's the way they are. All right, and this is crazy. All right, it's about to commence. It's on. Like we're there. Gets the blood flowing, man. Like actually, I've been waiting for this. Need some excitement here, huh? Right? Like bring it. Like start. Get that temple going. Bring this dude out. Stick him up in there. Like I'm ready for the return of the real Mac. Jesus Christ. Yeshua, like a thief in the night. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for judgment. Ready for the fire and all this evil. I'm ready for it. They have all their laughs, but we will have the last laugh. I'm ready for separation of the wheat and the tare. I really wish that a lot of knowledge would come out and you had a chance to soak up a lot of real truth and knowledge, but they're locking it down. Called, our history, ancient history, high technology that already existed here, all that good stuff. It's interesting, but the end may come here before anyone ever gets a piece of all that. Fast and pray is real deal. All right, so I gotta pick it up here. 10:30. I gotta pick up the pace here a little bit. Jump to the shootings and the shooting updates. We had a shooting here in Kentucky. There's been so many of these shootings here lately. There was false shootings and then real shootings. And there was the big shooting that happened with the church. We're going to talk about that here in a second. But then there was another shooting. It was in Walton, Kentucky. It just happens to be right in the area where I came up. And two of the cops were shot through the door. There's a brief here on this. But the cops showed up to serve a felony warrant for child support, and the individual inside shot through the door, injuring multiple officers, and they later flew a drone in there, and they found the guy was deceased from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, of which they haven't released the name yet. I've been kind of waiting on that. I mean, anytime anything happens from an area that you're from, You come up in, you wonder if somebody you knew would have known. But play this clip.
The scene is safe. We now have a criminal investigation taking place. The suspect is deceased, self-inflicted gunshot wound. We verified that he was deceased upstairs. Our SWAT team went up and cleared that, and then from there we're treating it like any other incident where we have somebody who's deceased in a critical incident like this, and that's kind of where everything stands. As far as to your earlier question about residents, we did deploy gas canisters early on in this, so there may be still some contamination in those surrounding areas. With any residents who are still around here or watching, we would just caution them, but we will get them back into their homes very quickly.
Did you ever make contact?
We never made any kind of contact. He didn't respond, obviously, to the gas canisters. There was some information that we had received via social media, some reports that we had received. We're looking into that about some videos that he may have posted. So we're working to verify some of that information. However, we can confirm that he is in fact deceased.
Is there anything more you can tell us about what led to that major presence to serve that warrant originally?
No, other than it was a felony warrant, and he wasn't, I guess, responding. I can't really speak definitively as to, the presence or how many people were there or why so many people were there. We've got to kind of sift through all of those aspects.
And how are the two deputies doing that are in the hospital?
They're stable. They're doing well. I'm happy to report that albeit they were shot, it could have been a whole lot worse, and their prognosis is pretty positive right now.
Outside of deputies, is there anyone else that was injured or transported?
No, and I'm glad you asked that, because we did canvass the entire area. We accounted for all of the residents in that complex in kind of his row next to him and really adjacent in the direction that he would have been firing out. And all residents, as far as we know, are accounted for. There are no other reported injuries, and there are no other persons inside of any one of those units.
We're hearing reports that someone was transported to St. Pete. Is that at all accurate in this situation?
Not that I'm aware of.
Is there anyone else in his apartment at any point tonight?
No, he was the only person located inside of his own place.
So that's that shooting. Now let's jump to some updates on the church shooting, so to speak. It's going by different names. Minneapolis school shooting, church shooting, whatever. Well, it took place in the church. Okay, so with these events, I don't know how to put it. I mean, some of these events, when the red flags start to stack up, it's obvious that it's going in this basket of, there's too many red flags here. Something's going on with this. Okay. We've seen a lot of events here lately. Not all of them get the mainstream media attention, but man, talking about trying to sell something here. I'm going to play this clip. They're talking about this is Jen Psaki crying before attacking Republicans for offering prayers to the victims. So apparently, I don't know why she would attack people for offering prayers, because everybody should be praying, pray without ceasing and constantly. That's a universal thing, across all religions, and she attacks it, and people are flipping out. They eviscerated her for this what some would say was a comical show, saying that she doesn't care one bit for the two children that died here.
And all they should be hoping to do is have someone to sit with at lunch or someone to play with on the playground. And They should be waiting to hear an update when they get home. And that is not what these parents at this school experience today. Sorry, this is a tough one. Having your child killed while they are sitting in a pew for a morning prayer service is not what any parent should have to worry about. And I have felt a mixture of anger and a lot of anger and emotional exhaustion about this today, as I'm sure many of you have, because we have been here so many times. And yet again, like clockwork, half of the politicians in our country have little more to offer than thoughts and prayers. That is all they are offering. Join all of us in praying for the victims, was Vice President J.D. Vance's response today. That's what he said. That's it. Please join me in praying for everyone involved, Trump wrote. We have seen this play out over and over again. There is a shooting, then come the thoughts and prayers, and then comes the attempt to shift the focus. This is what always happens. You're going to start seeing narratives. You're already seeing them. They're already out there about how the shooter was trans. You're going to see narratives about how the shooter appeared to be anti-Trump and anti-Semitic, and clearly was in the midst of a mental health crisis. There's no question about that.
Funny how she just came right up out of that fake crying situation there. But the other details here show that this individual is Robin Westman. It was a trans, like whatever she wants to say, it's true. And he apparently didn't like being it anymore, is what he was saying. And like he was disgruntled in all these ways here. And it tied into this. Man, I swore. Oh, here's a bombshell. His dad has worked as a CIA contractor for decades. His dad has worked as a CIA contractor for decades. His mom refusing to really cooperate, they say, with them. And this next one right here. This next one shows that he says, "I'm tired of being trans. I wish I never brainwashed myself." And a drawing of him looking in the mirror and seeing a demon. And all this stuff. This is and all over his weapons and ammunition, it did say all these things. It did say all this stuff. You can see it had 666 on it right there, and the whole thing about Trump on the top, and even the stickers, all the stuff. I mean, it speaks for itself right there. So apparently he was he wasn't happy about this. He wasn't happy that they let him do this, basically. Like he has regrets. Like parents should have stopped it or something. And didn't, I guess is what he's saying. But he had the whole manifesto that we talked about last time. I want to play this clip here if you guys missed this. This is of a 10-year-old boy saying that his friend took a bullet for him after jumping on top of him to make sure he was safe. I'm not sure how many clips there are here. See, this one I know for sure. One, he mentions how they were practicing. And then people were pointing this out. He's like, we practice this in the school, but not in the church. And some people kind of raised some eyebrows. But
my friend ran, someone helped him run out. He saw him. He was wearing all black, and he had a ski mask on. I was down, so I didn't really look up. I mean, he got shot through the stained glass windows, so they're probably ruined. And then my friend Victor, he was laying on top of me, making sure I was safe, and he got hit. So that was really brave of him.
And you have a neck on your neck?
Yeah, that was, I don't even know what it's from. Kind of looks like debris or something.
And there was another clip that that was just a partial
It was like shots fired, and then we kind of like got under the pews. It kind of they shot through the stained glass windows, I think, and it was really scary.
What did you do after that?
Well, we waited like 10 to 5 minutes. I don't really know, and then we went to the gym, and then the doors locked just to make sure he didn't come, and we waited in the gym for more news, and everyone was okay. Or most people were okay.
Who are you? Your friend, Wes?
My friend got hit in the back.
Did he go to the hospital?
Yeah, he went to the hospital.
What went through your mind when you saw that?
I was super scared for him, but I think now he's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get reunited with your parents?
Yeah, my mom was waiting outside of the church when it happened.
Yeah.
And then
what was it like seeing her?
When it happened, was waiting outside the church when it happened. I don't know, there's some of these things. This isn't the clip I wanted to show you. I wish I could find it or had it where this kid talks about how they practice it. This whole thing. Just struck me as odd. And wanted to share it with you so you could make a determination yourself. But that's what we got there. It was that first clip I showed you, an extended version of it. For whatever reason, that Timcast clip, it cut it out, of course. All right, so I'm going to keep it pushing. Okay, switch gears here. Where we at? Time flying. All right, U.S. Treasury warning of $312 billion in Chinese laundering, dark money network that's going to the cartels. So they're making it pretty clear here that the cartels are being funded by China. So if a big war breaks loose here, Latin America, Mexico, which it looks like it's about to, Venezuela picked up the phone and called China. Maduro did. And it's obvious that's their main muscle. That's their backing. What, the same China that is infiltrated in here, millions of people hiding within the country, same China that is sending all the fentanyl, but Trump said, she said it's all good. He would stop sending it. Get out of here. That's crazy if you ask me. So the same China, this is crazy. The U.S. Treasury trying to warn that $312 billion of Chinese dark money is funding the Mexican cartels that we're going to war with. Those cartels' major backing and muscle is China, right? Well, then why would your president be bringing 600,000 Chinese into this country? Dude, we're done. I report to you all the time, these Chinese spies, because listen, every single student inside of China is required to spy under Chinese law. Do you see that in the title? They are raised different than Americans. It is different. Everybody is raised to have allegiance to the regime, to the CCP, to spy for the country, first and foremost. Okay? That's what it is, how it is. Okay? That's why we've been dealing with these people left and right, smuggling stuff, Chinese people specifically. It's because of this. Okay? This is very dangerous. You could never trust this. You can never trust the people like this when all the people are brainwashed out the gate to come and spy on you, snitch you out. Then they can never be trusted. They're always going to be taking information. They can never be one of you. They're always going to go taking it back to the CCP. This is what I've been trying to tell everybody the whole time. All these young men, troops are like, oh, these guys should be coming in for whatever. Like, no, you don't understand. Every single one of these people have vowed to the CCP allegiance. It's their home. It's all young men that have been coming in here when it was Chinese. It's all it was. And they were disappearing, slipping into the country. They were actually bringing them in through the waterways, VIP on boats, different than the other big old hordes that were coming in of all kinds of people, and even children and women. Like, the cameras were on them. Like, no, they were bringing these dudes in their own VIP way and funneling them in. We exposed all that. There's a huge operation ongoing here. This is a freaking setup. They allowed it. Like, you tell me why the Trump administration, the military, like yesterday, hasn't gone in and cleaned out the Chinese-owned property all around our military bases. Because it's a setup. Don't you ever forget it. And now your Gentile Messiah making this move, bringing 600,000 more in here. Are you kidding me? To what? Take jobs and other stuff that Americans don't, like, already are lacking? Like, in this time of AI, like, this is insane. There's well over 1 million Chinese already in here. Add to 600, there could be upwards of 2 million in here at that time. That's a 2 million man army standing in here. That Christopher Wray, the former head of the FBI that just left, said the entire country is riddled with Chinese. They're in absolutely everything. It's his official statement. They're in every bit of infrastructure. All they're doing is just waiting. Like, this is a setup. Like a rug pull. This is a setup. They're about to shut this place down. It's what has to happen. Either that, I mean, if these dudes try to pull guns, literally, and like try to do anything militarily, anything outside of like hacks or like cyber attacks, if they try to do anything physical, like, they're gonna get their asses kicked bad. Like, this, I don't care. It just doesn't matter. I don't care. Once the gig is up and people seeing these good old boys, like, hunts will begin. Like, but are people even ready? This government will start tracking you down with drones. I showed you earlier what they're willing to do. Are you ready for that? Do you have an APC? Do you have an armored vehicle? Are you ready to take these drones out of the sky? Like, warfare's changed. And by gosh, have people even prepared for the robots? As I said before, our bullets that everyone bought and stocked up and got stockpiled by the millions and billions across this country really is not going to do much to Optimus or any of these robots. It's a whole different type of war and warfare. People are sleeping on it. Man, 600,000 more Chinese. The Gentile Messiah is bringing in here. Are you kidding me? Like, this is a setup. I feel like I say sold out, but it's almost like what we've been. I feel like we have been sold out, and like our the new buyers of the country are like showing up. It is coming in a mass. I swear to you, that's what it feels like. Butted right up to all the military installations equally, or got them some surrounded. They don't seem to care. Still snapping up land, buying up land all over the place. They don't seem to care. Even if some people said some things, they're not stopping it. This is crazy. All right, so let's go down to Mexico, where senators are brawling over a heated debate over what's going on with the cartels. And this is pretty crazy because they get into it down here. Like, they're throwing blows and pushes and shoves, and some cats ain't having it. I'm going to play a little clip here so you can see how it's going down. Mexico government. Starts really with these two guys. I mean, they came they came hard. They came hard, like physical, ran them physically out of there like that. That's I don't know, kind of it makes a bold statement there. Ran the other dudes like out of there, like not just ran them out of, like put hands on them, like pushed and shoved and threw them at that one guy. The one guy was just trying to come up and help right here. He just kind of walks up, kind of like steps out, like, he's a boom. He just gets thrown to the ground. Well, this little short dude, man, he wasn't having it. He's just checking everybody, man. So that dude just went off in Mexican government over this whole thing. So, things were very emotional there. This one guy's kind of sitting there smiling, looking at, laughing like, that was kind of, I guess, our laugh for the night. Or if you want to laugh at this one too, Kamala, Trump cancels her extended Secret Service detail. Interesting move. Discontinue any security-related procedures previously authorized by executive memorandum beyond those required by law for the following individual effective September 1st, 2025. And she's getting ready to go on this book tour. So they're saying they're pulling all the security. Interesting. WWE Worldwide Entertainment. Yeah. Yeah, the world is a stage and it's a show and a circus, but trust that she still have security and guards around her to keep her safe no matter where she goes, whatever she does. She just won't have a full-blown Secret Service detail at the taxpayer's expense, which I don't think none of them should have. Like, pay for your own. Like, if you're on the job during it, then you should. But like, I don't know, like precedents from like decades ago still rolling around with these details that we're paying for, and it's like, man, like people like really ain't trying to get at you like that, like for real. Like you ain't that big of a threat. like people may hate some of these cats, but like I don't see no stories of people trying to go after and take out Bush or anything like that. Like nobody. Like all the staged crap with Trump has been just that, part of the show. As Jim said earlier, this WW, Worldwide Wrestling Federation stuff, theatrics. All right, I'm gonna skip through a couple of these here. I want to point out that this Democratic dark money group is getting exposed, and guess who's at the top of it? George Soros, his groups. And Trump just came out and actually said, he said, look, these guys need indicted on RICO right now. It's like, oh, really? Then do it. Don't talk it, do it. Trump, like, do it. Like, indict them on RICO right now. Like, do it. If he's just talking crap, just like Hillary for prison, but like, do it. Go get him. He's going to say all these things. Go get him. All they got to do is go get him. And they never will do it. So they talk all this crap, but that's what he said. He said that they should be arrested and charged on RICO. Well, then do it. order somebody to do it, or it's just crap. So both this story right here and this next one that talks about Taylor Lorenz exposing all this, like from the Democratic side, which is interesting because you never see that side like really exposing like the crap going on the left on their side. It's always everyone's always defensive of their own side, right? But well, she's like, no, we just caught this group funding all this crap, and it goes back to this 1630 fund. And we've talked about this many times before. This is ran by who? All goes right back to George Soros. I mean, you can see here the money listed: 257 from the New Venture Fund, 64 million from the Open Societies Action Fund, 20 from the Hopewell Fund, 13 from the North Fund, 5.6 million from the Tides Advocacy. In all these groups doing the same thing, and I've shown you many times, paying for protesters, which is treasonous. Like, yeah, he wants to hit them for RICO, get him. Like, go get him. All the information's here. We talk about it all the time. We have for years. It's not a secret. Like, again, go get him. Him and his son. And he mentioned both him and his son. All of his money. I'd go seize it, Trump. Really do it. Like, take somebody down. Take them down. Seize all that money. Do something good with it. Like, I doubt they do anything good with it. The government would just take it. Absorb it. But just like they just took over Union Station, Trump talking about doing all this stuff with troops. Well, if you're going to visit Union Station, there's troops all over it. And he's saying that they're there to make it beautiful again. So that's the latest move there. Some updates here on the war fronts here real quick. Putin, Zelensky, it's not looking like they're going to meet. All this crap is back and forth, smoke screens, and they're even saying it here. It looks like it's obvious it's not going to happen. In the meantime, Trump unveils another $825 million of arms sales to the Ukraine while talking peace. So he's over here with one hand talking peace. You know, peace, 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 false peace. And then comes sudden destruction. And on the other hand, selling all this stuff to keep the war going. So it's two faces it gets. If you really wanted peace, you wouldn't dare be doing stuff like this. But both sides keep it going. They're out here acting like they're wanting to talk about peace, but then they talk about security guarantees, which I'm not even going over because it's all garbage. Like, there's like two possibilities here. They either make peace or they don't. It has to happen rather soon. I don't see that this is going to drag out all through Trump's presidency and all this. I do feel like something should shake up out of this here at some point. It could keep going if war breaks loose. But if peace is going to happen, I feel like it needs to happen like yesterday. But I don't know, man. The world's a stage. I guess these war fronts can keep going until they're ready to fire up another one. See, if they fire up this Latin America and Mexico cartel thing and it becomes the new norm, like, this will fade away. Like, one of the main war fronts will fade away. And that's what I'm really kind of seeing happening here. There's a shift happening. They're prepared. We've got Latin America aligning all their militaries with the United States, and this shows that they've all came out and made a statement here. They're about to make a move on Maduro. And Maduro, all he's got is like he's leaning on like China and like maybe Russia, whoever else, like come to the rescue. All these Latin American countries are taking sides, and that they're making it clear that something is about to go down, and they're going to be on like the U.S.'s side, not Maduro's, who they think is about to get taken out quickly. There has not been a move like this made in this area in the past 25 years. And they look to send more on top of what they've already sent down here. So this is what you have. You have Argentina saying that the Cartel de las Soles is an international terrorist organization. Basically, the Maduro regime is an international terrorist organization. They can all be killed. Argentina is standing with the United States. So things to make note of here. Paraguay, they signed a decree classifying the Cartel of the Suns, led by Maduro, as an international terrorist organization and urged citizens to leave the country immediately. Dude, you don't do that. You don't urge people to leave a country for nothing. Like, you guys should know. It's like telling people, like, bail out of the embassy, like get out of there. Like, this is what's happening. The Republic of Guyana expressed support for a collaborative and integrated approach to tackle transnational organized crime. So they're leaning that if an operation goes down, they'll jump on board. Trinidad and Tobago, they formally backed the deployment of U.S. Navy vessels against these cartels in all this right now. So they've all picked sides. And then on the other side, there's Brazil, who hasn't even formally recognized Maduro's presidency. But Lula da Silva down there is a socialist. And they're saying anything can happen. That he could try to send backup to help him. Or to at least rescue Maduro. To like get him out of there. To like run an operation to like make sure he flees to Brazil. But then if he flees to Brazil, then eventually, like anything else, like these guys gonna end up coming down toward Brazil. Brazil will be surrounded then, especially if Venezuela falls. But they really just want Venezuela. I don't think they want to tango with Brazil like that, like, or get involved. The prize is all the oil that Venezuela sits on. It is the most in the world. It's insane. An insane amount. Insane amount. And they want it. They want control of it, and they're going after it. I'm telling you, it's going to be the biggest military move here that affects our lives from here on out, because it's all going to be tied in together. Latin America, all the way up into Mexico, all the way up to our border. Into our country. Into our country. Into our cities. Attacks, blowback, bombings, all types of stuff. Watch. This is the move. They've just been sitting there waiting. They're like stationed. They're just waiting. Any day now. Any time now. So, all right. I guess that's going to bring us to a close for tonight. And give some shout outs. Be out of here by 11:11 here or around. Yeah, I guess you got to be the change you seek, man. All in all, in the end here, there's so much madness. That's why I say walk righteous every day. Was gonna put if I had time, but we're shutting down here. I was gonna get an update on this incoming object, 3i Atlas. I did just drop a video on it, and I'm going to be dropping updated information on this stuff. This object is wild, man. Whatever this is coming in, they're making it clear, just like a Muamua, that it's not normal. And as I covered in the video, they're now stating that, and I showed the trajectory that a Muamua was supposed to take, and that the one that it actually took. And that it's pretty crazy that it's sped up, and that it was long and cylindrical, metallic in nature, and they called it a scout. When you see the path and how it picked up speed and lifted up out of here, like the animation, it's pretty wild. And then when you actually see the animation and you put it into motion, this new one, Atlas, coming in, how it drops down onto the ecliptic out of virtually nowhere, not a part of space that's even known to have harbored like any. It could not have like naturally swung in from this direction, like where it came in. It would have to have been like guided, and then the course that it's taking, it's shooting right into our inner solar system, and it's coming within 1 astronomical unit of 3 planets, all while hiding behind the sun from us, is insane. And it's being protected by this very thin layer of carbon, which they admit the coma is huge. It's half the size of the sun. Now, normally, when a comet gets next to the sun, it starts outgassing water and ice molecules, and it makes it shine and bright and blows it up next to the sun, and you can see a spectacular show. You could literally see like a second sun type of an event, or some kind of crazy phenomenon. This thing is said to have very little to none in terms of water, and they're puzzled. They're like, it's a total carbon it's giving off, like with a little bit of other things, but not the mixtures they're used to seeing, which is odd, because an object this size, half the size of the sun already, if it was to start outgassing anything near the sun, it would brighten, period. No matter what, if it starts outgassing at all, it's all going to be reflective of light, and it's going to make it enormous. This thing is already enormous. It's the biggest interstellar object they have ever seen and witnessed. It's moving faster than anything they've ever seen. And you're going to tell me this thing's going to come in and skim Mars, Venus, and Jupiter, to where if you were on the planet, if it was us, if we switched places with Mars right now, this would be like the story of, it still should be the story of like a lifetime right now in terms of space events, because it's coming so close. It would be so huge in the sky going by. Oh my gosh, dude. This thing, if you were on the surface of Mars or any of these other places, it would be insane to see this thing going by so close. But again, what is it? It doesn't have a tail. They're coming out and telling you all these things. The water, they know all these things about it, about the makings of it. And you can get this with the instruments and also by the color. The way things burn, it tells you the element that it is. Okay? So, the composition is obviously off, and it's different. This thing is something to watch, guys, is all I gotta say in terms of this object. Stay tuned for more updates. I'll be dropping videos daily, and I'll be back for another one. As I always say, if the Lord doesn't return in the coming days, I'll see you here next time for some Underground World News Live. Much love, God bless. Man, thank you. I appreciate it, man, more than you know. Much love. Thank you for that. Thank you for the love, the super chat. Appreciate it to the fullest. Wake up, everybody out there. Much love. Thank you to the legendary Eon, as always. Man, thank you for the 7 coffees. Much love. God bless. Y'all enjoy the weekend.